you're looking to dive into topics on how to live a happier, healthier, more fit, and long lifespan, then you've come to the right podcast. Living the Dream with me, Coach Damian Evans. Together, we will explore the topics on all things health, fitness, and wellness. Together, we will be lifelong learners on this journey to living the ultimate dream. What up, Dream Team? Coach D here coming at you from beautiful sunny San Diego, and welcome back to the Living the Dream podcast. And today we are going to cover the topic of training to help you reach for your health, fitness, and wellness goals and in order to live your dream life. And let me start with something simple. Simple but uncomfortable. Most people don't fail at their fitness goals because they choose the wrong workout. They fail because their workouts were optional. Not bad workouts, not ineffective workouts, just optional. And today I want to talk about one of the most underrated, kind of boring sounding, but powerful behaviors that you can adopt if you want consistency, if you want results, and if you want long-term success. And that powerful behavior is pre-booking or scheduling your workouts. Not when you feel like it, not when the day goes perfectly, but ahead of time, the same way that you'd schedule something like a work meeting, a doctor's appointment, or picking up your kids. And I know it sounds boring. It sounds like I'm chastising. It sounds like I'm trying to come at you from this high authority, but I'm not. I'm telling you, I've seen it. Once something is scheduled, it stops being a suggestion and it starts becoming a priority. The brain loves decisions until it doesn't. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what actually is happening in your brain. Every day, your brain makes thousands of decisions. What to eat, what to wear, what to respond to, what to prioritize. This creates something called decision fatigue. As decision fatigue rises, your willpower drops. Your follow-through, it decreases. The brain defaults to comfort and to convenience. What's the easiest thing? Now, here is the key point. When your workout is not scheduled, it becomes another decision that you have to make, another decision on the hundreds of decisions that you have to make every day. And by the end of the day, that decision, the decision of doing something hard, of sacrificing something now for delayed gratification, that decision usually loses. It loses to being tired, being busy, being quote unquote not in the mood. But when you pre-book a workout or pre-book a session with a trainer or pre-book a group fitness class or schedule your workout, something powerful happens. The decision is already made. You've made the decision. Your brain no longer asks, should I work out today? It asks, how am I going to make this happen? That single shift dramatically increases follow through. They talk about this when you're making goals. Instead of saying, I want to work out, say, I'm going to work out Monday at Sweat Circuit, 5 p.m. It's an upper body strong class. I'm going to do all of these things. I've made my decision. That single shift dramatically increases follow through. Implementation intentions. Why scheduling works. There's a well-studied concept in behavioral psychology called implementation intentions. Implementation intentions. It sounds fancy, but it's simple. Instead of saying, man, I really want to work out more, you decide, I will work out at this time, on this day, in this place. Research consistently shows that people who use this implementation intention, they are far more likely to follow through on behaviors. Listen to this, sometimes 2 to 3 times more likely to follow through on those behaviors. Why? Why 2 to 3 times more likely? because the brain loves clarity and certainty. Pre-booking, scheduling removes ambiguity. It removes negotiation. It removes last-minute mental gymnastics on why you shouldn't do this thing. You're not relying on motivation. You're no longer relying on motivation. You're relying on structure, and structure wins. We talked about this on Mindset Monday episode this week about systems, not motivation. So why waiting to book feels safe for some people, but it backfires? Why do people wait to book or schedule their workouts? Some people say, I don't like booking early because I don't want to get the charge if something comes up and I can't make it. And on the surface, it sounds really reasonable, right? But here's what's actually happening underneath that mindset. When you don't pre-book, you're protecting yourself from discomfort. And we know where change happens. We know where progress happens. It's when you're uncomfortable. When you don't pre-book, you're protecting yourself from discomfort. You're leaving the door open to opt out. It's like saying, I'm going to try to do this thing. I'm going to try to do it. Yeah, I'm going to try to come out with you on Friday night. I'll try. You're leaving the door open to opt out. You're treating your workout as optional, conditional, maybe. And the brain loves that because it avoids commitment. How hard is it when someone comes to you and says, what are you doing April 14th? I got this big thing that I want to do and I want you to come with me. You're like, oh, April 14th is so far away. I don't want to commit. What if something comes up? But avoiding that commitment lowers the odds of action in a big way. Think about it like this. If your workout is only if nothing else comes up, I'm going to go. Only if I feel really good. Only if I'm not tired. Then it's not a priority. It's a backup plan. And guess what? Backup plans don't drive results. Pre-booking is also an identity statement. This is the part that people miss. Pre-booking isn't just a logistical choice. You're literally doing an identity choice. When you schedule your workout in advance, you're saying, I am the type of person who plans for my health, who prioritizes my health, who protects my time, because I know that if I work on my fitness and my health, I will have more energy and more time to do the things that need to get done. I'm the type of person who follows through with what I said I was going to do. You're casting a vote for that identity before the hard part shows up in actually making the action. And identity-based habits are far more powerful than motivation-based habits. People who identify as the person who does the things that gets the habits that they want, that is powerful, rather than waiting until you're motivated. People who pre-book aren't more motivated. They're not more disciplined. They're not more hardcore. They've simply decided that their health gets a seat on their calendar. And I'll tell you this right now, the people who pre-book at my gym, they are the ones who are the most consistent. And the ones who are most consistent are the ones who will see the best results, and not just the results really fast. It's the results that will sustain for the long term. And when health is on the calendar, it stops competing with everything else. You've made the decision. Physiology of consistency. Consistency beats intensity every single time. From a physiological standpoint, this matters even more. If your body is an adaptation machine. Your body doesn't adapt to random workouts. It doesn't adapt to inconsistent effort. It doesn't adapt to sporadic stress. Your body will adapt to the repeated, predictable signals that you send. Do you want strength gain? Do you want fat loss? Do you want better cardiovascular health and improvement? Do you want better hormonal regulation? All of these things depend on consistency over time. I'm not talking weeks. I'm talking months, years, decades. Scheduling workouts increases your weekly training frequency. It reduces skipped sessions and it creates predictable recovery rhythms, which all that means is better adaptation because it's a more consistent signal sent. And whatever all of that means is it just means better results. It simply means better results. This is why on average, the people who show up consistently, they look, they feel, and they perform better. Not because they're perfect. No, it doesn't need a perfect workout, a perfect intensity. It doesn't need perfection. It needs consistency, and it's because they're doing things that are predictable. Those who say, I don't like scheduling my life. Here's the counter argument to that. Some people push back and say, I don't want my workouts to feel like another obligation. Fair, okay. Here's the reframe. Structure creates freedom. Structure creates freedom. When you don't schedule workouts, they loom in the background. They create guilt that adds up over time. They stay unfinished. When you do schedule your workouts, you know when they're done, you stop thinking about them, and you move on with your day. You have more freedom. Planning doesn't make you rigid. It makes you reliable. And reliability is what creates long-term results. So here's how we're going to apply this immediately. Here's your action plan. Number 1, schedule your workouts weekly. Treat them like meetings that you do not cancel casually. Schedule your workouts weekly. Number 2, pick realistic times. Not perfect times, repeatable ones. Pick a time frame that you can hit every single week. Pick a time, an amount of time of the workout, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, that you can realistically do for the long term. Start easy and start small. Number 3, decide in advance. Don't ask yourself every single day, am I going to sign up or am I not going to sign up? Should I cancel this class? Should I not cancel this class? Decide once and follow through every single time. Number 4, respect the appointment. You wouldn't cancel on your boss. You wouldn't cancel on dropping off your kid or picking up your kid. Don't cancel on yourself. You might think that putting your workout on the back burner above everybody else is the thing to do because these other things are more important. But I want you to picture yourself in 10 years, no workouts, not eating clean, not sleeping well, not doing stress management, not treating yourself well. I see this in my own life. I see this in my family. Those that don't take care of themselves have only one thing that they can focus on for the rest of their life, and that's trying to feel better and trying to regain their health. So if you wouldn't cancel on your boss or your kid, don't cancel on yourself because this is so important for you to be able to fill your cup in order to be able to pour into other people's cups. Because every time you honor a commitment that you made for yourself, you reinforce the identity of someone who follows through. You strengthen the follow-through muscle in your brain and you respect yourself more, you trust yourself more, and it's a snowball rolling downhill, a positive feedback loop that builds and builds. And someone who identifies as someone who follows through, that is a powerful thing. That person can accomplish so much in life. Let me leave you with this. Results don't come from trying harder. They come from deciding earlier. If you want better consistency, if you want better results, if you want your health to stop being optional, put it on the calendar, schedule it, pre-book it. Not tomorrow, not when motivation hits, not when you feel like it. Now. Do it now. Because the people who win long term, they're not the most motivated. They are the most prepared. And that's it, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me on this Training Tuesday episode of the Living the Dream podcast. Please share the knowledge that you gain with your friends and family and hold each other accountable. If this episode inspired you, share it with a friend who could benefit from what we talked about today. To support this podcast and help it grow, please subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to this podcast on. Hit that follow button and leave a review telling others how this podcast benefited you. If you want to support this podcast, it really does help to leave a comment, even just an emoji. on this episode, letting us know how this information benefited you. It's a really non-cost way to help get this important wellness content into more people's ears. We really appreciate it. Take a screenshot of this episode and post it on your social media stories. Tag me at livingthedream_podcast or at Coach Damien_SD and let us know how this episode benefited you. Let us know what we missed. Let us know what we got wrong. We want to know. Message us if you have any suggestions or tips that would help your Living the Dream team that we can discuss in future episodes. I will be right here with you, working on making us stronger, happier, and healthier humans. Until next time, friends, keep living the dream.